Georgia Congressman Austin Scott, really appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Congressman, obviously we're entering another week of the shutdown. I believe we're in week 3. Talk to us about what you're hearing from the folks back in your district with regard to the shutdown. Are they understanding it? Who do they think is at fault? And with regard to paying our troops, can the president find money and allocate money to make sure that the troops are paid without Congress?
Well, first of all, he's just done that, and I commend him for trying to ease the pain of this shutdown on the military and for others as well. I mean, the president is trying to be professional with this. He's doing a pretty good job of making sure that it is painless isn't the right word, but he's trying to ease the burden on the American citizens. Obviously, the troops getting their paycheck is a big deal. I represent the state of Georgia. We have 9 major military installations in the state of Georgia. I represent Robins Air Force Base, the largest industrial complex in the state of Georgia. And so when people go without a paycheck, that has a tremendous impact on their households. It also has a tremendous impact on every small business in the community. If you're the small business owner with a restaurant and people didn't get a paycheck, they're not coming out to eat. If you're selling cars, they're not buying cars. And so there's a lot of concern about, when things are going to get back to some sense of normalcy. And in the state of Georgia, just, the actual numbers on the subsidy that the Democrats are demanding, it's about $44 a month per person is what the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies average out to per person for the state of Georgia. So there's a lot of misrepresentation in the numbers that the Democrats are giving with regard to how big this actual subsidy is and who the subsidy goes to. It is actually a check that goes to the insurance company, not to the insureds. And so as we get more of the facts out there about the size of the subsidy and the subsidy actually going to the insurance company, and the reason we believe there's fraud in the subsidies, in that about 40% of the contracts never even had a claim over the last 12 months.
The Pentagon is tightening press security, this to match other military installations. Namely, press members need to have badges, stay in approved areas, can't attempt to solicit illegal news leaks. President Trump spoke about it. Here's a look.
When it comes to war, and now our great Department of War, we have some great people over there, I think it bothers me to have soldiers and even, high-ranking generals walking around with you guys on their sleeve, asking, because they can make a mistake, and a mistake can be tragic.
First thing that comes to mind, I'm sure there are other examples, former General David Petraeus, former director of the CIA. Certain things can happen, and information can get out when barriers aren't put in place. Some news media are pushing back from the left and the right, saying this is a First Amendment issue. What do you think this ultimately boils down to?
Yeah, well, our democracy is contingent upon the citizens knowing the truth before they go to the polls. And so as long as the public knows the truth before they go to the polls, then our democracy is going to be just fine. So I'm very much a supporter of the free press. I will tell you, when it comes to the deals that we're trying to resolve and the president's trying to resolve, I'll use, the situation with Hamas and Israel with, the hostages and having them returned. Those things can't be negotiated in public. Those things have to be done in secret. I do think the public has a right to know what the decision was that was made, how we got to the decision that was made. But there's got to be a delay on the complex issues between when it is actually publicly reported and when the action takes place. And obviously, if you report something today, it's not just the American citizens that are hearing it, it's also the Russians and the Chinese and others. And so our concern is making sure that the public has the facts. And I would say the public has the facts, but those facts don't come out in a timeline in which they create a problem for the actual mission and other things that we're going to do.
Congressman Austin Scott, really appreciate your perspective.